Alright guys, Liverpool have beaten Aston Villa by a goal to nil in a very, I wouldn't say tight game, but a very one-sided game, but also a game that didn't have ridiculous amounts of chances. Um, Liverpool were definitely the better side. They dominated it for large parts of the game. I think Aston Villa had a spell towards the end of the game where they had quite a few chances and put Liverpool under a bit of pressure. But other than that, Liverpool were definitely the better side. Aston Villa just put a lot of bodies behind the ball for the majority of the game, and it worked for them for most of the game until they conceded the penalty in the second half, which Mo Salah took and pretty much took the perfect penalty. Couldn't have placed it any better. Put it right into the bottom corner, came off the post, and it sort of rolled on the ground as well. Rolled with quite a lot of power, so it was an absolutely brilliant penalty. Martinez doesn't save it in a million years. And it definitely was a penalty. It was silly defending from Tyrone Mings, to be honest. I've said it before, I'm not a massive Tyrone Mings fan. I cannot see why he gets into the England squad ahead of many other players who are playing better than him right now, like English centre-backs, Fikayo Tomori, Mark Guehi, who else? Yeah, the centre back's definitely not England's strongest position, is it? Ben White. Who else? I should have thought about this. English centre backs. There isn't many great English centre backs right now. Esri Konsa would be another one for me. That's one who I would say I'd have over Tyrone Mings. I think Esri Konsa is the better defender out of the two. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Tyrone Mings. I just think he can be far too rash at times. But aside from that, Liverpool, yeah, definitely dominated. But what Villa did do well was they managed to stop Liverpool's attacks down the right-hand side through Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah and Jordan Henderson by having Matt Targett, Douglas Luiz and also Ashley Young. They're all defensively minded players. Well, Ashley Young, he was playing sort of like a left midfielder, but he can be defensively minded because he's played left back a lot of times for Man United in the past. So yeah, they definitely set up to stop Liverpool from attacking down the right hand side. So that helped with Andy Robertson, who I thought had a really good game today for Liverpool. He was very involved, especially in the first half, down the left hand side, along with Sadio Mane as well. There were a couple of penalty shouts in the first half. I personally didn't think any of them were penalties, but the one in the second half on Mo Salah, I thought definitely was a penalty. It's just stupidity from Tyrone Mings. Although Emi Martinez made a couple of really good saves throughout the game. First being from Mo Salah in the first half. Mo Salah did what he usually does on the left-hand side, cut inside, but this time he went for the near post and Martinez did really well to get down and get a hand on the ball. And also early in the second half, Van Dijk had a header from a corner, and it wasn't the hardest save ever, but Martinez still managed to tip it over the bar, so that was quite a good save. But yeah, it obviously we got mentioned about Steven Gerrard's return. In fact, in the interview after the game, they were talking about, Michael Owen was saying how he found it difficult whenever he went back to Anfield, and Gerrard pointed out the fact that I'd hate coming back to Anfield if I played for Man United as well. Did Michael Owen seriously think that he would get respect from Liverpool fans for going to Man United? It's just one way to ruin your career. Like, he was never going to be. I still don't get that move from Michael Owen's point of view. He was never going to become a Man United legend unless he purely did it in hope that he could get a Premier League medal. Then fair enough, I can understand that, because he did get it. He got it in 2011, I think. Yeah, 2011. Yeah, it was the year they had Berbatov, Rooney, and Javier Hernandez up front. So yeah, he did get that, but it just completely ruined his reputation at Liverpool completely. To be honest, like, even now, I remember going to a charity match at Liverpool a few years ago, and Michael Owen scored, and everyone in the crowd just booed him. So he just hasn't done himself any favours with that move to Man United, to be honest, because he's never going to be a Man United legend, especially when he was, was he 29, 30 by the time he moved to Man United, and he was very injury prone as well. What else was I going to say? Yeah, but I think the important thing to point out for Villa, though, is that they've played 5 games under Steven Gerrard now, and they weren't easy games either. They've lost 2 and won 3. The 2 they lost to were to the 2 best teams in the league right now, Man City and Liverpool. And the 3 they won were against Brighton, who had a very good start to the season, but it's dropped off a little bit. So still very good results. Crystal Palace, who are doing quite well this season under Patrick Vieira, they've certainly improved. So that's a good result. And also they've beat Leicester, who aren't doing well this season, but still to beat them, because they were a very good side. They're not playing well at the moment, but it's still quite a good result. So there has been a big change for Villa. And also Alisson, blimmin' hell, he got lucky at times today. I think there was twice. There was once in the first half. In fact, there might have been 3 times. There's the one in the first half which he just completely misjudged the ball. It bounced over his head and he slipped a bit. And Ashley Young nearly got across him, but Matip dealt with him superbly, to be fair to Matip. And there was one either very late in the first half or early in the second half where he tried to claim the ball, but the striker took it from his feet, and that could have gone a lot worse. And the third time, there's a ball over the top. Matip's sort of like letting Alisson come to it. Alisson just decides to whack it straight into Matip, and it bounces off him, and luckily it didn't fall straight to a Villa player's foot. Or that could have been catastrophic, and it could have cost Liverpool 2 points. So yeah, he definitely got quite lucky today. Also, Oxlade-Chamberlain in a false 9 is never going to work. His best position by far is the central midfield role. Even when he's on the wing, I don't think it suits him. His best role is playing on probably the right side of midfield. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of to say. Another win for Liverpool. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.